So those were the big global headlines. Time now for the big story tonight on Gravitas. It's a big development in the Persian Gulf. The US-Iran tensions have been intensifying over the last month or so, and some would say it has been worsening over the last year or so, ever since Donald Trump pulled out of the 2015 Iran nuclear agreement. Now the region is facing a huge geopolitical crisis. Iran has shot down a US drone in the Strait of Hormuz. Iran says that US breached its national sovereignty and has accused Washington of deepening tensions in the region.
The downing of the American drone was a clear and precise message to America, and the message is this: those who defend the borders of the Islamic nation of Iran will react in a total and decisive way to any intrusions by foreign elements on our land. Our borders are a red line. An enemy that violates our borders will not return and will be destroyed. The only way our enemies can stay safe is for them to respect the territorial integrity, national interest, and national security of the great Iranian nation.
That's the statement from Iran's Revolutionary Guards. Iran claims that the drone that was shot down was a spy drone. The US Central Command has confirmed the development, but there are differences between the two statements. The US says that Iran engaged in an unprovoked attack on a US surveillance asset in international space. This is the latest in a series of events which are threatening to destroy peace in the region and in the world. Since the month of May, 6 oil tankers have been downed in the region, and this has led to escalation of tensions consistently between the US and Iran. US says that the drone downed was a US Navy MQ-4C Triton. Iran, on the contrary, claims that the drone was RQ-4 Global Hawk. So there are contradictory assertions on the events from both the sides. Washington says that the drone was drowned over the Strait of Hormuz. And this is a crucial location because 1/3 of the world's seaborne oil exists in the Gulf region through this strait. So what does this mean? Iran thinks it has sent a strong message to the US. Iran's Revolutionary Guards Corps says that the Iranian airspace is their red line and that Tehran will not tolerate any intrusion. US has already sent an additional 1,000 troops to the region last week, apart from the initial deployment. Now, with these provocations, the situation is extremely tense. It has reached the proverbial tipping point. It looks like a battle of blinks, of who blinks first, and that's not good for the region or the world in general. Washington and Tehran both say that they are intent of avoiding any escalation, as in they are intent on avoiding war. But the chain of events in the recent past seems to suggest otherwise. Iran is increasing its uranium enrichment, the raw material for nuclear power, while the US is adopting an increasingly hostile and muscular policy. And the clock is ticking. The clock is ticking, ladies and gentlemen, because Iran has set a deadline of the 27th of June, just about a week from now. Tehran says that it will breach the limits of uranium stockpiles on that day. This limit was part of the 2015 nuclear agreement. And in Europe, there is no broad consensus on the tensions in the Gulf. A few days ago, the US had put out videos and alleged that Iran was indeed behind the attacks on the oil tankers in the Gulf of Oman and otherwise. Now a US drone is shot down. Britain seems to be on the side of the US at this point, while Germany and France are trying to get Iran to follow the nuclear deal. A meeting of the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, or JCPOA, that's what the 2015 nuclear deal with Iran is called. And the meeting is due on the 28th of June, this month, in Vienna, in Austria. It's expected that there would be some agreement on the 28th of June, but the rate at which the situation has worsened, there could be more developments between now and then, and the world is certainly watching with nothing but worry.